Welcome to Filters Off, where we cut through the noise and talk about the challenges facing digital advertising. I'm Bharat, and I'm today at AdTech Delhi 2025, speaking to some of the brilliant minds in digital advertising about digital transparency, brand safety, and ad fraud. Let's get to it. Hey guys, welcome. We have today Iti Kaul, Head of Digital from OMD India. Welcome, Iti, to Filters Off.
Thank you, Bharat. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, and let's just get right into the conversation.
Yes.
Without further ado. All right, so the first section is a very fun round, right? It's a quick fire warm up. So it goes like, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say coffee?
Iced coffee.
Okay. Binge watching.
Night Agent, because I've just watched it.
Okay, faster, 1 second. Monday.
Blues.
Brand safety.
Very important. Underrated.
All right. Memes.
Funny and extremely entertaining.
Okay. Wi-Fi.
A must-have today.
All right. Ad fraud.
Again, very important. Highly underrated.
Correct. Ad tech.
Interesting. It's one of the few things that are still left in this industry to look forward to.
Next is a fun rapid fire round.
Okay.
So let's start.
Yes, please.
The first question, which company aired the first ever banner ad in 1994? Your options are Nike, AT&T, Nokia.
I think it's Nike.
Okay. Next question, which of these is not an ad fraud technique? Is it A/B testing, click injection, pixel stuffing?
A/B testing. It's
Okay.
not an ad fraud.
Which of these is an ad fraud technique? Is it cost per acquisition or CPA, click farms, return on ad spend, or ROAS?
Is an ad fraud.
Yeah, I'll repeat
Click
again.
farming.
Okay, all right. Fourth question, what does DSP stand for in programmatic advertising?
Demand side platform.
Okay, all right. Which type of digital ad fraud costs advertisers the most amount of money as per research? Is it domain spoofing, click injection, or pixel stuffing?
Think domain injection.
Okay, all right. What does IVT stand for in fraud detection? Is it impression verification tool, interactive viewability test, or invalid traffic?
Invalid.
All right. Which of these is not a form of ad fraud? I'll repeat, which of these is not a form of ad fraud? Contextual targeting, click spamming, device spoofing.
Contextual targeting.
Okay. Last three questions. What does MMP stand for in mobile marketing? Is it media marketing platform, mobile measurement partner, or multi-channel media partner?
The first one, I'm not sure, but maybe the first one.
Okay, all right. Which ad format has the highest fraud rates as per research? Is it social media ads, video ads, or display banners?
Display banners.
All right, last question. What does the term SIVT stand for in ad fraud? Is it sophisticated invalid traffic, systematic impression validation tool, smart interactive video
Systematic
tracking?
impression validation tool, which also means IVT was supposed to be this.
All right, we are done with this section. You've done well. All right, so the next section is hot takes. Let's start with the first one. Brand safety, is it a real necessity or just a tick box exercise for today?
It's a necessity, and I think we've been talking about it. And like I said earlier, it's underrated because unfortunately, the way brands look at it today is it from the debit side of their balance sheet. The day you will start looking at brand safety from the credit side of the balance sheet, because of the value that it will add for you, the whole perspective is going to change.
Yeah.
That's my take on brand safety being extremely important.
Very true. Next question, are we measuring the wrong things in digital advertising today?
Okay, so I'll be a little, I won't say hypocritical about this, but I'll be neutral. I won't say we're measuring wrong. I think clients and brands are at different phases in their journey. There are clients who have aced the measurement mechanics. They've really been able to delve deep into it and understand, how business gets driven and attach measurement to it. And they excel. There are fewer. There are then those who are slightly more lesser than the advanced stage, but we call them the intermediary set of businesses who are still figuring out, what would be the right combination of measurement to take forward and therefore see how it translates into a certain business output.
Right.
And then there are, of course, those who haven't started this journey. Unfortunately, the start of this journey might look like a larger pie in India because of the way businesses are sort of designed today. There is a lot of fragmentation within the business, and therefore a single view conversation has taken a little while to start happening. But the good part about all of this is that everybody is talking about measurement in different stages and different phases.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're measuring wrong, because I don't think there is a wrong measurement. I think it's about being able to attach the right measurement to the right KPI and the right outcome, which for sure is a conversation that is currently very prevalent as far as the client ecosystem is concerned in India.
Yeah, very true. I think it's about the maturity of where they are as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so the next question, ad fraud is an invisible problem until something goes wrong. Should brands be doing more?
I don't think ad fraud is an invisible problem. It's gotten much better now. I would talk from many years ago. I remember when the concept had started, a lot of time ad fraud was discovered because you ended up seeing an ad at a place you shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't know that it exists, but like I said earlier, unfortunately the whole concept and phenomenon of brand safety tracking has been so percolated to the debit side of the plans that point of view shift needs to happen for you to realize that the value that it will bring in is going to be a far bigger credit in the overall scheme of things from an ROI standpoint than looking at it from a debit standpoint.
Yeah, very true. All right, so this section is a live poll. So we are asking the same question to all of our guests. First question, again, 3 options for you. If you could remove one problem from digital advertising forever, what would it be? Would it be ad fraud, attribution, or ad creative issues?
I don't think attribution is a problem, but you're saying if I could remove a problem.
Remove a problem, yes.
I don't suppose any of these are problems, but
if you have to choose one, ad fraud, attribution,
they're all actually things that a client should do. On priority, I think attribution is, I would rather turn it around and say attribution is going to be most important, then comes ad fraud, and creative is a legacy problem which I would like to believe everybody should solve. But I don't think any of them deserve to be like shunned out of the ecosystem. They're really problems that they look at that need addressing.
But I still need one from you.
For eliminating, like you shouldn't have this problem.
Yes.
Then add creative. You shouldn't have an ad creative problem.
All right. What's the most frustrating thing about digital ads today? Is it seeing the same ad 100 times in a row, clicking an ad by mistake, or watching an ad before a YouTube video?
It's clicking an ad by mistake.
By mistake. Okay. All right. What's the most misleading phrase in digital advertising today? Is it guaranteed reach and engagement? Is it AI-powered optimization, or brand safe inventory?
I think guaranteed reach and engagement.
All right. What's the biggest mistake advertisers make in today's age? Is it trusting publisher reported data blindly, running too many creatives, or not bidding aggressively enough?
I think it's trusting the publisher data without verification.
Yeah. All right. What percentage of online ads are estimated to be seen by bots instead of humans, basis your understanding? 30 to 40%, 10 to 15%, 50 to 60%.
I think about 30%.
All right. What percentage of all ad clicks are estimated to be fraudulent as per your understanding? 20 to 30%, 5 to 10%, 40 to 50%.
The whole display ecosystem has reduced, but I'd still say north of 20% on clicks.
All right. Last 3 questions. Which of these is the biggest red flag for a digital ad campaign? Is it CTR of 20% on a display ad, low video watch time, or 5-second bounce rate?
20% CTR.
CTR. All right. Last 2 questions. What's the most misleading performance metric? Viewability rate, brand recall surveys, or video completion rate?
Brand recall surveys, I guess.
All right. Last question. What percentage of ads are never seen by a human? 40 to 50%, 10 to 20%, or is it 60 to 70%?
I think it's about 10 to 20% now.
All right, cool. So that's the section. We are going into almost the last but one section. Explain like I'm a 5-year-old. Explain viewability as I'm a 5-year-old. So I'm a 5-year-old. Please go ahead.
Okay, so viewability, and I have a kid. I've done this. I've not done viewability, but I've done many other things. Okay, so Bharat, do you know Mama's work days versus Mama's work from home days? So when there is Mama's work days in the morning, Mama's running around in the house, trying to figure out your food, Papa's running around trying to figure out his stuff. We are all both trying to talk to you and tell you many things in the course of the day for you to do. And then we leave. And then when we come back, you don't do any of those things because the chances are whatever we've told you has not even come inside your head.
All right.
Because we run around saying so many things and there is so much happening that it doesn't get registered and you don't even probably see us. And there are times that we would have walked out and you don't even know we walked out.
Right.
On the other hand, when I'm at home and I will tell you the same things nicely through the course of the day and ensure that you are able to see me when I'm talking to you and hear me when I'm really talking to you and listen to me, you end up doing those things correctly. And that's on a working day, Mama has bad viewability. On a work from home day, Mama has good viewability.
Yeah. All right. That's very, very interesting. I think this is the best one that we have had so far. Thank you so much.
I haven't tried. I do this.
All right. So let's go to the last, it's a final takeaway section, right? If there's one thing advertisers should focus on in 2025, what would it be?
So one thing they should definitely focus on, and I think it's spoken about a lot today, is the whole connected TV ecosystem. It's buzzing, it's blossoming, it's skyrocketing as far as scale is concerned. But along with that comes a very, very critical and important part, which is the measurement side of that ecosystem. Because the moment something starts to become much bigger than the rest, or starts to compete in the larger scheme of things, it's very important and critical for that thing to also convert into an ROI as far as advertisers and businesses are concerned. So CTV, must watch out, but measured CTV is what actually advertisers should really be seeking out for in 2025.
All right. That was an insightful take. Thank you so much for your time. It was great having
Pleasure.
you here, and we hope to see you back again.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
All right.
It was lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
So guys, that's it for this episode. Keep watching for more. This is Bharat signing off.